Welcome everyone to this July 25th edition of What's Happening in Crypto with the Crypto Lark, broadcasting to you from New Zealand and bringing you all of the latest from the crypto world and beyond. Top stories of the day: Bitcoin ETFs, China dreams of Bitcoin, and the prediction markets for President Trump's assassination. Bitcoin on an absolute tear at the moment, around $8,400, up nearly 8.5% in the last 24 hours. There are lots of bullish indicators currently for Bitcoin. We can see it crossing the 200-day exponential moving average. We can see very strong pressure moving above the Bollinger Bands. Also on the RSI as well, we can see strong buying pressure. We can also see some really great volume happening here. All very encouraging signs according to the indicators, of course. Some are even starting to say that if the ETF happens, we may see a trend similar to what happened with gold. Now, this chart here has been going around a little bit. Different people have been looking at it. We could see a big flood of money coming in if the Bitcoin ETFs are approved. You have to keep in mind though that gold chart started back in the 1980s. And it was very, very different. We live in very different times, and Bitcoin is a very different asset to gold. If we saw such a repeat, it'd be very exciting times indeed. And everyone seems to want to get in on the Bitcoin ETF action. Bitwise filing with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission to launch a crypto ETF. This puts them in the long line of other people who want to get those crypto ETFs out into the markets. We have a lot of players looking at this at the moment. It's going to happen. It's just a question of when it's going to happen. Some slightly more bearish news out of the SEC, delaying its decision on the Direction Bitcoin ETF until September. Maybe they just want to take advantage of the nice weather during August. But that is only one ETF application that is being delayed until September. Maybe we will see some other ETF application get put in front of that one. But it's not a question of if, but when ETFs will be approved. And I think the market is looking at the current situation and hoping that it's going to be sooner than later, and people are starting to buy into that news murmuring. Institutional investors swap Bitcoin futures for physical Bitcoin in Wall Street first. I think that this story says a lot about the positive direction that custodianship has been moving in. And we covered that recently here on the show, where there's so many different big companies working on institutional custodianship packages. And that's an important part of the equation for a lot of these big players. So very cool to see them actually taking the physical Bitcoin. Cryptocurrency market will hit $800 billion in 12 months, says Novogratz. If you actually take a moment to stop and think about that, that's actually not even that optimistic. I feel like $800 billion in 12 months, that just gets us back to December, January levels. That's not even that crazy. A lot of people are calling for much higher positions for the total market cap of the crypto markets. But I would take 800 billion. That would certainly be a very exciting place to be back at. It would be nice to see a slow growth happen to that level. Perhaps that could be our new bottom. Wouldn't be a bad place to be at all. Over in Armenia, Heritage Party suggests blockchain technologies for the ruling out of electoral fraud. Yes, it would be really great to see this actually get implemented. The challenge, of course, is to actually roll that out. Maybe someone like Horizon State could help here, obviously, but we can really see the massive potential for blockchain voting. Hopefully Armenia can indeed pull it off to be a great test case country. Singapore Airlines launches blockchain-based loyalty wallet. We're going to see so many announcements like this in the coming years. Major airlines, major hotels, major companies, major tourism alliances, all these different things are going to start rolling out blockchain and crypto solutions for their loyalty programs, for ticketing, for tracking your bags, for all of these different things. It's starting. It's definitely starting. China's Dream City taps Ethereum development studio Consensus for its blockchain push. Now, Consensus is that development studio, and they've been really incubating some amazing projects that there's so many different avenues that they're approaching, and they're trying to bring all these projects forward to get that smart city implementation happening, and to be the company that helps make that a reality. Of course, is going to push Consensus right to the forefront of what's happening, even more than they already are. But this is a very interesting thing for China as well. China is such a strange case study because they're against crypto assets, but they love blockchain. Time will tell, of course. And again, it's a situation of it's only a matter of time before crypto trading takes off officially, of course, in China again. The first Assassination Markets appear on Augur's prediction platform. Yes, people are taking bets and predicting if President Trump will be assassinated. The guys at Augur have come out and said, well, it's an open source software network. We don't really approve of this kind of stuff, but there's not really anything that we can do to prevent these kind of markets from appearing. It's quite the morbid market, without a doubt. I don't think that adds anything positive to the world, running such a prediction market. But hey, there you go. Somebody's doing it. The guys over at Propy, very exciting news from Propy. The first blockchain recorded property deal in California is now a reality. This is a Bitcoin to Bitcoin transaction. Somebody sold their house for Bitcoin, and that transaction was recorded on the blockchain. Again, we see starts. All these little starts are happening. I feel like in 20 years, blockchain registration for property deals is just going to be the normal thing that gets done. And looking back on events like this where we have the first recorded property deal, that's going to be just the moment in time when something much larger started off. And final story of the day, Bezos hires Big Four firm PricewaterhouseCoopers to conduct an external audit. This is really nice to see Bezos bringing that in to try and get that extra sense of legitimacy in their finances. So that's pretty cool to see them taking an active step here. Thanks so much for watching the video. Let me know what you think about any of today's news stories down below in the comment section. Join the conversation over on Twitter. Thumbs up the video and share these videos around the internet to help our community grow. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.